Alright everybody, we are back after a little bit of a break in the series where we look at every single character in Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. Today we're going to be having a look at Nagato, the first user of the running gun and one of the most notable antagonists from Naruto. Let's get started. Alrighty, so let's get started with a little bit of lore for any of you Naruto fans out there. Anyone who watches Naruto should be familiar with Nagato, controller of pain and the first person to hold the Sage of Six Paths running gun. He used his running gun in his Paths of Pain when trying to destroy the Hidden Leaf, or in this case I suppose you could say he succeeded in destroying the Hidden Leaf, and trying to capture Naruto, which he unfortunately failed at, because like many of the series bosses, he got taken out by Naruto's Talk no Jutsu. Because quite early on in his ninja career, Nagato was immobilized by something that he did to himself in summoning a statue called the Edo Tensei statue, he ended up immobilized and had to use a chair covered in chakra rods, although not shown in this particular model. Because of his lack of mobility, Nagato decided to put each of his 6 powers into 6 separate paths of pain, as he liked to call them. He has the ability to push and pull forces at will. He also has the ability to summon creatures, resurrect the dead, extract souls, and a list of other things that I can't be bothered to mention but all sound equally overpowered. So, after having a short talk with Naruto, Nagato got unfortunately Talk no Jutsu'd into trying to undo his wrongs and resurrect all of the people he killed in the Hidden Leaf. Although he could have saved his chakra and done it one by one and still been alive to help Naruto, he decided in a heroic act to use up all of his chakra at once and kill himself in the process, which might have not been the wisest idea with hindsight, but it was damn heroic, and that's what leads us on to his character. In the game, Nagato takes his healthier, younger form, still complete with the powers of his running gun, and without the Ghetto Monster statue. So let's do a quick run through of his moves. His grab is a grab where he essentially reaches in and pulls out your soul, although it doesn't do as much damage as you'd think grabbing out your soul would do. His jutsu is the same as his Path of Pain in the game, which is Almighty Push. His tilt is Almighty Pull. And his ultimate jutsu is Planetary Devastation, which you would have seen at the start of this video if you were watching. Nagato has an instant awakening, which means you don't get that healthy nugget of chakra when your health reaches a certain point. However, the instant awakening has a powerful jutsu which uses the hand cannon, taken from one of his Paths of Pain. His combos often use his summoning, although not using or summoning any other Paths of Pain, simply a kind of odd scaly lizard, as you can see above. His combos that don't use his cannon or his jutsus often tend to frequent using a kunai, which is odd because he's not seen to use that much in the anime. Now, I'll be honest, Nagato is not exactly the fastest of characters, but that doesn't mean you can rule him out. He can be pretty fast in his own right, and once you get his combo going, his sideways tilt combo is actually incredibly fast with the spinning chakra rods. Nagato's unawakened jutsu is great for a defensive jutsu, as it will repel literally anything, no matter what. Because he has such an incredible defensive jutsu, which has proven to be a little bit of a holdback for his Path of Pain in the game, his Auto Awakening has a hand cannon which he uses frequently and has a really good effect, and is quite hard to dodge as well as doing a hefty chunk of guard damage. For all of Nagato's quick combos and effective jutsus, he is in a lot of trouble if you get him up close, and it's very easy to sub out of things, not keep track of your subs, and get put into a corner by a taijutsu user in particular, although jutsu users on their own can pose quite a threat. Despite having really fast combos, Nagato is at a significant disadvantage if your opponent's subs behind you. His returns are not as quick as they should be, and someone who has a good return jutsu will always hit you right in the back of your head. Because Nagato's combos are so dependent on your opponent being out of subs, the playstyle I'm going to recommend for this character is a little bit different to one that I would normally use. Because I like taijutsu users, I normally recommend a really fast tactic where you move up, take control of the fight, move back, possibly rush and use your fast dashing return, making sure you maintain your chakra supply. However, that's not going to work with this character. Trust me, I've tried it and it just doesn't. You end up killed, packed into a corner out of subs when they have full subs, so it's not worth it. Stay back, use that defensive jutsu that Nagato has to your advantage. Push away any attacks, keep a good hold on your chakra, and make sure you keep subs. Just try and make them sub out. Occasionally awakening using that lethal hand cannon will get you exactly where you need to be with this. Using Nagato's tilt is quite a tricky one in this game. Some say it can be used as a defensive, and a lot of people use it to cast an endless combo, but as I said, if your opponent has subs, it won't do that much. It does do a significant amount of damage, I think about similar or at least comparable to that of a grab, which is why I would use it if you want to try something or just look a bit fancy, or maybe your opponent's not that good. Now you'd think if you want to play this character by holding back and playing quite defensive and using the jutsu only to attack, that his ultimate would be really tricky to hit. I found that isn't generally the case. Once they're out of subs, or even better if they're an awakening like Sasuno or a Jinchuriki going into his tail beast mode, I found that his ultimate is pretty much as quick to hit as Sage Mode Naruto's Rasengan Barrage, and it does way more damage. But as with all ultimate, it will put a significant drain on your chakra. However, it hovers in the air for about 10 seconds, which is why it's a lot better than some. However, it's very easy to dodge if your opponent knows it's there. I've seen some people use it as a defense, throw out their ultimate, and because Nagato's ultimate hovers, leave it in front of them, stand right beside it, and use it as a defensive. A good technique if you can handle it, but often it wastes too much chakra, and it would be better solved with using an almighty push, or even a tilt and then throwing them into a combo which pushes them away. So let's quickly sum up this character. In the face of it, play defensive, try and get your opponent to sub out, use that overpowered hand cannon of yours to push them back and attack. Make sure if you hit your UJ, you either surprise them with it when they're awakened or unaware, or if you're not going to use it for that, use it as a defense. Be patient. The fight time may run out when using this character, because after a while people are going to clock onto what you're doing. Don't try and rush. You're not fast enough, however quick your combos might be. It's better to let them come to you, and then only when you know they aren't getting out of it, try and do a combo on them. The tilt might be great for endless combos, but can you do endless combos? If not, don't bother. It's excessive and unnecessary. That hand cannon is actually a great use against an awakening, which I'm going to demonstrate above, but not put on this slide describing how you should use the character. Alright, so let's give Nagato a rating. Because he doesn't exactly play to my style, but I can respect how you do use him, I'm not going to give him as high a score as Sage Naruto. We got, I think, a 7.5 in the last video. But I am going to give him a 6.5, because he's not as quick and not as fast, and his ultimate's not as easy to hit. But I respect that he does have a place in the game, and if you play a bit more of a tactical style, he might be the character for you.